to another video lesson from Seifu Sharif, and I really wanted to mention I am grateful for those of you who do follow my videos, and I really hope that the lessons that I've been giving and the direction that I take with them is of benefit to you, both those of you who are watching for health reasons and those of you who are watching for health and martial arts reasons, okay? We've covered breathing, did a number of videos on breathing, sensing the Qi. We talked about Qigong, and we did a couple of exercises, the 8-step Jin Kong form. We did the Damo 12 palm, both subtle energy style and Agni style. And we spent the last few video lessons dealing with on the road to Fajing, to that explosive power. But explosive power is more, what we've covered, mainly talking about pushback, about feeling what happens when we press on the earth and how it responds back, and we can feel that energy moving through the body and causing us to move in certain kinds of ways, or allowing us to move in certain kinds of ways. But pushback is really, having to do with the mechanics. What we've covered so far is the mechanics. How does that work? How does the body move relative to our connection to the earth? But that's just a part of what we need. What we need is also to be able to tap into this other energy that we've talked about when we talked about Qigong. So rather than going into pushback and stances, which is what we said at the end of the last part 5, I think, of the Fajing lessons, rather than going directly there, we want to take the time to go back and revisit Qigong, because it's Qi, that the ability to manipulate this energy, to move this energy effectively through the structure of the body, that's really going to enable you both to maximize the health benefits of what you're doing and to empower your martial arts techniques. So in the 7 circle system, we have a signature Qigong method, the 5-flower system. That's our signature. Everybody loves that. We haven't never presented that online, but we have that, and then we have several variations of that, and then we've got a number of other Qigong systems that are unique to the 7 circle system. So I'm going to share one of those with you in this video called Horse's Shadow Qigong. Horse's Shadow. And what I think we'll do a talk through now, take you through the movements, explain some things to you as we're going through it, and then I'll do a shorter clip, hopefully, of me actually doing the exercise, and I'll do it in such a way that you can follow along, okay? So let's go through a talk through of Horse's Shadow. We want to begin with a shoulder width and a half stance, okay? The feet should be wide enough that you feel that wider foundation than you have when you're in the Wu Chi or universal stance. But at the same time, it's not so wide that you feel your energy being directed out at a diagonal rather than straight down. I want to sit down on this stance. I want the energy to go down here into the earth, not out like so. So I'm not pushing out with my legs. I'm just settling into this wider foundation, okay? Loose shoulders, loose arms, everything is loose. Only only tension here is the tension of form. We say whenever you have to hold a particular position, it requires some tension, so that's the tension of form. Otherwise you just melt like butter on the floor. So this is the tension of form. That's all that I want. Notice the palms are facing back. Okay, this is a wider kind of, we could say Wu Chi, but it's actually a kind of a horse stance, right? But without the emphasis that we usually put on horse stance. So from here, we're going to spend a little bit of time here, relax, focus on your breathing, and in this system, we're not going to try to regulate the breath beyond continuing to breathe fully, deep, down into the abdomen, the whole cycle that we go through with the Homi-So breath. We've talked about that. You can use the Homi-So breathing technique. I mean, that should be part of your mantra when it comes to breathing, especially focused breathing when we're doing different kinds of disciplines, washing the dishes even. But you don't have to, okay? Because this is just full breathing, okay? So we're here, and we're going to slowly, after relaxing for a while, turn the palms forward. This is like zero tension, except again the tension of form. We're trying to make all of our movements only using the tendons. Obviously there's going to be some muscular movement, but you're not going to feel any muscular contractions. What you are going to feel, what you're searching for, is the feeling of the chi, okay? Around your body and between your hands as you pull up. So here we're visualizing taking the chi from the earth and drawing it up through and around our body. And I'm just bending at my elbows here. I want to turn the palms in and begin pushing the hands together. Again, feeling what I feel between the hands. You're going to have, at a certain point, feel energy between your hands, and your hands may be about the size of a basketball, okay? So you're going to feel that energy, and then you're going to imagine compressing it down stage after stage until you get to the size of a baseball. So from a basketball to let's say a volleyball to the size of a baseball. You're actually picturing yourself compressing the chi down into the feeling that if you could press it any further, and if you had the right mental focus, that chi would manifest into something. You can feel it becoming more and more substantive, okay? With me? Okay, so here we are. Turn the hands forward and slowly begin to lift the chi up, pulling it through the body, around the body. The hands come to where they face each other, and we begin squeezing. And here you can even use, we taught you before, that pulsating kind of movement. Just squeeze and as if letting it go, as if squeezing and letting it go, and squeeze, and you're going to feel this energy condensing between the palms. At a certain point, your hands are going to be close enough, about the size of that baseball. Your hands are going to be close enough that if you turn the palms forward, the thumbs will touch, like so, okay? Now at this point, how we phrase this is, you're going to cause this chi ball to adhere to the palm of the hand. I mean, if I was holding a ball between my hands, this is easy enough to visualize. The ball is here in between, and I'm holding the ball. This is a little more difficult to visualize, right? But understand that there's an energetic connection between you, the palm of your hand, and this energy ball, this energy field that you feel between the hands. So when I turn my hands out, that energy is still connected to me. So I can imagine that energy is there still, even though it's not, I can imagine that energy is here and that I can still work with it. So when the thumbs touch, I'm going to wind that chi up. Now notice here, I'm allowing my open fingers to interlock. And now that chi ball is right in here, okay? So I'm going to pull that chi ball into my lower danchen, separating the hands. And imagine the ball has like a cord on each side of it, right? That you can grip the cord. So I want to grab the cord on each side and slowly pull that ball into the center of my lower danchen by pulling my hands back to a low chamber, the fist, hammer fist sitting on the hip, okay? And pinch these shoulder blades, pull the shoulders in. We're going to open up the chest in this particular movement, okay? So again, we're here, squeezing, turn, interlock, hold the ball, gradually separate the hands, and pull the ball in to the center of the lower danchen. Hold it for a second, or two, or three, and from there, we're going to open the palms and shoot the hands up toward the brow chakra, in front of the forehead, in front of the forebrain, okay? Now when we're doing that, we've now pulled this chi ball into the lower danchen. When we when we move the hands up, we're also drawing that chi ball up through the center of the body into the cranium. And as we're doing that, we're visualizing that this energy ball is radiating energy out in all directions. So as it moves, it's moving through the chakra fields, okay? The point where they connect, where they start between the extension to the front and the extension to the back, right through that center point. We're allowing this ball to float up, if you will, through the body, drawing it up, if you will, through the body, and we're going to hold it here. Okay? So again, turn the palms out, draw the chi up through the body, feel the energy between the hands, condense it, condense it, condense it, adhere it, let it stick to the palms, thumbs touch, rotate the hands down, in, interlocking the fingers. The ball is now there. Separate the hands, and pull the ball into the center of the body. Pause, relax, breathe, and now allow the ball, pull the ball up the center of the body, passing through the chakra center points, the beginning points, as the hands cross in front of the brow chakra. At this point, we're going to draw the ball back down as we sweep the palms through the chakra fields. Now, notice my hands. I've got my left hand about 2 inches to 3 inches in front of my brow, and my right hand about 2 or 3 inches behind. The palm of my right hand is 2 or 3 inches behind the back of the palm of the left hand. So we're connecting the logum, and I actually have the sense of pushing energy into and through my left hand, taking the energy of my right hand, pushing it into the left hand, adding in the energy of the left hand, and pushing that into my body. Okay, so again, here, up. I'm moving a little bit faster now because we've discussed the details. Interlock, pull the ball into the center, relax, allow the ball to shoot up through the center of the body as you draw it up with the hand, movement of the hands, cross the palms, and now sweep down through the front chakra fields. By front, I mean where the cone of the chakra extends outward to the front, just as it does to the back. I've allowed my hands to swing down all the way to the low part of the danchen, just below. Here's my hip, so I'm just kind of just below the hip, out to the side, as though I was going back into my starting position. But from here, I'm lift one more time. Rotate the hands, pull the hands around the hips and legs, and then push down, not push down, settle down, melt down, okay? And what we're doing at that point, imagine that someone's pulled a plug out from the bottom of each of your feet. So this is the cleansing process. All of what we've done up to this point has stimulated the chi, got new chi going, new chi flowing, cleansing out, all the different parts of the body. And now as we go wrap the hip and push down, we're draining off all of the negative, expended, excess chi that we want to send back to the earth, allow the earth to renew it so that we can in turn take that chi in again at another time. Okay, so let me just go through the movement again. I'll talk through it, but I will move a little bit faster. Open the palms from back to front, bend at the elbow. All the time you're feeling for the chi. That's the concentration of this exercise, is working with that energy field. Wind up the hands, interlocking the fingers, adhering the chi ball to the palm or in front of the palms, and then opening the fingers and pulling light fists into the chamber as you draw that chi ball into the center of the body, into the lower Dan Chin. Hold it, visualize it, breathe with it, relax with it, and then push the hands up slowly again. No strain. This is all just so slow, so slow. Okay. Cross the brow chakra. And now allow the ball. The ball has been rising up into the cranium. As we did that, now it's sinking down along the same path. Down through the 7 chakras, or the 6 chakras from the brow down. Okay. Hands drop just a little bit below the hip, round the hip, and push down, feeling the chi melt out through the bottom of the feet, the chi that you don't need, the excess spent chi out. And you want to repeat that 3 times, 5 times, or 8 times, okay? I think I've covered what I needed to cover in terms of explanation. If there's anything else that comes to mind, we're going to do a part 2. Part 2 will be the second part of this exercise. It has 2 parts. Winding up the hand is the first part. Winding up the hands is the first part. And then the second part is the part that's actually called horse's shadow. So when we do the next video on that part, horse's shadow, I'll be sure to throw in anything that comes to mind that I probably should have said or might have said during this video. Okay. I think we're good. I hope you enjoy this video. I hope that it benefits you in terms of your health and well-being, your mindset, your peace of mind. It's a wonderful exercise. Remember, it's all about slow breathing without control, slow, full breathing without control. You don't need to coordinate the breathing with the movements. Breathe so that it's satisfying and relaxing and a full breath, and move so that it's slow and relaxing and the absolute minimal amount of tension in the body. Don't allow anything to distract you from the focus on feeling the energy, feeling that feel. And you will feel it doing this exercise. If you haven't already been doing the exercise on sensing chi, go back, look at that video, do that. But if you've already gone through these earlier videos that we've done on Qi Kong and sensing chi, then when you do this exercise, you're going to feel the chi. You're going to know that you're doing something that is actually making you more sensitive to and potentiating more of this energy that we call chi, ankh, in kra, into matapiyasan, prana, aloha. Names, every indigenous culture has some name for this energy. Chi just happens to be the name that is used in the Chinese language, and since my introduction was from that background, then I use that term a lot, although we also, as I mentioned, use the term ashe, which Yoruba perspective. Be well, be safe, train wisely, make a difference in the world. Peace be with you, and Namaste.